Welcome back. May is Celiac Awareness Month, and there's a bakery right here in our state that offers gluten, dairy, and allergen-free treats that people first diagnosed with celiac may think that they never get to eat again. So Dee from Dee's One Smart Cookie is here to tell us a little bit more about it. And you opened this bakery because this happened to you.
I absolutely did. After a sales career for over 20 years, I went back to school to become a pastry chef. And 4 years into my career, I was getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker and didn't know why. I went to the doctor and they kept trying to figure it out. I was tested for rheumatoid arthritis and Lyme disease for 4 years.
Wow.
And finally, it was discovered that I had celiac disease.
Wow.
And I was told, well, you can no longer work in this industry anymore.
Yeah, right.
And so my position was, I just have to reinvent it. And there was no such thing as a gluten-free or allergen-free bakery at the time.
Right.
So I spent 4 months in my kitchen trying to figure it out. And 8 months later, I opened a business.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And now we do hear a lot more about it, right?
The awareness in the past 10 years is amazing.
It's a good thing.
It's a great thing. Diagnoses have increased significantly. I mean, when I opened the bakery, people thought I was crazy because they thought, who in the world is going to come to your bakery and buy this
really
product? It's such a small niche market, but that's not the case. And now diagnoses are up significantly.
Wow.
And people are eating gluten-free not just because of celiac disease, but because they feel better, because it affects other autoimmune diseases as well.
Yeah, because your stuff tastes delicious.
Well, thank you. And that's the point.
Yeah.
How did you, I mean, when you found out, I mean, was it a blood test? How did you find out that you knew that it was?
It started with a blood test.
Okay.
And so with the diagnosis, they are typically starting with a blood test. However, our blood tests aren't as descriptive as they need to be. So what happens is 50% of the time, it's a false negative.
Okay.
The only way to really confirm that it's celiac disease and not something else is to do a really quick 15-minute procedure, an endoscopy, where they check the small intestine and they do biopsies.
Is that what they did with you?
That is what they did with me.
Right.
But because the symptoms are so varied,
Right.
that's why it's so difficult to pinpoint a diagnosis. It can be anything from joint pain, inflammation, GI distress, but it also can be chronic anemia, liver disease, and that's why it's taken so long for the medical community to really get the diagnosis more prevalent.
Well, those symptoms can be symptoms of so many other things,
That's
too.
the problem, because it also causes infertility.
So if you suspect it, you just eat your food for a couple months.
See what happens.
Okay, so here's the problem with that, because some people do. However, in order to be properly diagnosed, you actually have to eat gluten.
To see if you're reacting.
To see, not only that, what happens is the body has an autoimmune response to gluten. It thinks it's poison in your body. And what happens is it starts destroying the lining of your small intestine. So if you're not eating gluten, now your small intestine is going to start to repair itself. As a result, when you go for the endoscopy, it may not be conclusive. So the one thing to get diagnosed properly is to eat gluten as much as that may cause you pain.
Oh, no. So tell us where, if folks want to come check you out, they haven't been to you before, where can they find you?
So Dee's One Smart Cookie is at 103 New London Turnpike in Glastonbury, Connecticut. And today I just brought a number of foods that most people think they'll never eat again.
All right, but that's not the case at Dee's. Thank you so much.
Thank
we appreciate
you
you being here and sharing your story.
I appreciate it.
We'll be back after this. Stay with us.